So, Chris Eubank, we're in London, Tower Hill, to officially unveil you as Matchroom's latest signing. Obviously a well-trodden path, the Eubank family with Matchroom. How did this one come about? How is Junior now part of that team?
It made sense, you know. Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, they're producing some very exciting fights, and you know, they're obviously Sky Sports is one of the biggest platforms in the world to fight on. So it only made sense for us to, you know, take the next step and to, you know, come to some type of agreement with Eddie. And so for the next 3 fights at least, we'll be fighting on Sky Sports under Matchroom.
You mentioned 3 fights there. Obviously 2 are going to be coming before the end of this year. Obviously you fought Dmitry Chudinov back in March. So end of February, so now we're going to have 2 fights before the end of the year. First of all, let's look at Sheffield. Any idea of an opponent for that one?
No idea. I haven't been told a name, but there'll be an announcement probably within the next 7 days. And really, it doesn't matter who it is. You know, I've been training like an animal for the last half a year. So anybody they put in there with me is, you know, I feel sorry for them.
And a new trainer on board alongside Ronnie, Adam Booth. Interesting one. How did that come about?
We felt like it was time to get some new blood into the team. You know, Adam Booth is you know, extremely experienced. He's done a lot of work with top fighters, and we've got a history together. You know, I've trained in his gym on and off for years now. So it made sense to kind of test it out. We tested it out, and you know, we've had some great training sessions. So we've decided to take him on board and see where we can go with it.
Are you going to be in Brighton, or are you going to be up here with Adam, or he does some stuff in France? How's it going to work?
At the moment, you know, it's Brighton and London, but you know, I go wherever the sparring is. You know, training is something where, you know, sparring is number one. So if you have to travel to spar somebody, then you go. But I am based in Brighton at the moment.
You've spoken in the past about sparring being quite tough for you to get good sparring, certainly in the lead up to the Billy Joe Saunders fight. Do you think that will change now you're signing with Matchroom? Do you think you're going to be able to get more regular and better sparring as well as with Adam Booth?
All I can do is hope. It has been and continues to be, you know, a challenge to find, you know, fighters willing to spar with me, especially in this country. You know, so if that means we have to get them from abroad, fly them over, we will do so. But you know, Adam's got a lot of connections, so I'm sure he'll be able to sort out some quality sparring for me from the future fights.
Do you know what the plan is with your current belt? You're going to be defending that? I don't
know what the plan is. I don't know who my next opponent is. You know, I'm sure there'll be an announcement made by us and Matchroom within the next 7 days.
You've won that and you've carried it for a while. Would you be happy to drop that if a better opportunity came along for October or December?
If they can get me a full world title shot, then of course. Anything less, most definitely not. You know, I spent 10 years of my life working towards what I've won at the end of February, the WBA Interim Middleweight World Championship, and you know, I'd like to defend it, sure. You know, but you know, boxing is a fickle sport. You never know what can happen. So, you know, we'll find out with the next announcement. I'll speak to Eddie and we'll figure it out from there.
All eyes will be on the middleweight division when Miguel Cotto takes on Canelo Alvarez. How do you see that one going?
Great fight, two great fighters, and who knows? You know, Miguel is he's been around for a long time. Saul is he's fresh, so you know, I'm not going to pick a winner, but it's going to be a very exciting fight. It always is with those type of fighters.
Fancy the winner of that, though, wouldn't you?
Most definitely. You know, like I said, anybody who's holding belts in the middleweight division, I want to fight.
Chris, thanks for your time, as always. Appreciate that.